Welcome to the beginner series. We're going to help you set up your investing account on your phone. Today we'll be using Robinhood. This is a crucial start in starting your investing journey as you need an app to start investing. So I'm going to show you what I've found to be the easiest app to use, most lightweight, straightforward, user-friendly, and I really like it. Down in the link below, there's a link to sign up for Robinhood. If you're signing up for Robinhood, I get a little bit of a kickback there, so would definitely appreciate it as a new channel. Let's get into the Robinhood app and how to set it up on your phone. So you're going to start by going to the App Store and searching or typing in Robinhood or the brokerage of your choice. So everything from here on out, I'll be referring to Robinhood. This is going to show all of the steps, so exactly what you're going to see if you're getting the Robinhood app in 2025. So we'll type in Robinhood and you can click any of these. So the first thing you're going to see are all the Robinhood investing apps. When you type in Robinhood, you can select any of them and get it. It's free. After that, it's going to take you to the Welcome to Robinhood screen. We're going to sign up because we're brand new here. It's now going to ask for your email address. You type that in. You're going to choose a password. Make sure it's secure, something you're going to remember. It'll ask you what is your legal name. So put in your first and last name here. And they're going to ask you a few questions to help identify yourself. They want to make sure you're not laundering money or doing any sort of crime, and that they can verify you for taxes. It's going to ask you for your phone number. After that, it's going to send you a code. You're going to have to go through a verification process. It's pretty simple though. It should be automated where you just push a button and it enters that code. You'll get this phone number verified screen. Next, it's going to ask you your date of birth. It's going to ask you your residential address, where you live, your house. Type that in. It's going to ask you what country you're a citizen of. I'm a citizen of the United States. You might be somewhere else. Now it's going to ask you some personal questions to verify your identity. A lot of people get wrapped up here. They're scared to put in certain types of information. Think of this as you're opening a bank account. Any bank you open or any brokerage app you open is going to be asking you for this information. I know it can be scary entering things online and you want to protect your privacy, but you're going to need to enter this information no matter what you do, no matter what bank you sign up for. Robinhood's no different. So they're going to need to verify that you're an actual person, and they need this information to know who to send the tax bill to when you hopefully make a lot of money. Next, it's going to ask you for your social security number. Put this in. Then it's going to ask you a few questions about investing. So this will let them know a little bit about you, and they are going to attempt to help pair your experience with your risk tolerance and your objectives. So try to answer this as honestly as possible. They're going to ask you how much investing experience you have. Depending on how you answer this, this might affect what level of options that you could trade if you are going to be an options trader and you want to get into those strategies. So be mindful of how you answer these questions. Answer them truthfully, especially if they're asking you anything about, when you're applying for your options, how much income you make, how much assets you have. Use common sense here. It's going to ask you if you're employed. I happen to be employed. If you're employed, you'll put your employer information here. They're going to ask for your employer address. To my knowledge, they don't really verify anything. I think it's just to put it on file, but I honestly don't know what they do with that information. I just enter my employer's address. And they're going to ask you some legal questions. So they're going to ask you if you're a shareholder of 10% of a publicly traded company. So, if you're Elon Musk watching this video, you would probably answer yes, because you probably own 10% of Tesla or Jeff Bezos or something like that. Otherwise, 99.999% of you, this is going to be no. You can see they've highlighted no, so probably go ahead and click that. And then they're going to ask you if any of your family members work on any stock exchange or brokerage, just to make sure there's no conflict of interest. Again, for 99.9% of you, this is going to be a no. You're going to have to review a couple of agreements. I always recommend that you do your best to read through these and understand what you're signing. As I read this, I didn't find anything nefarious. So, read through, try to figure out what they're saying the best you can. You can always ask for help from, you can call the brokerage and ask them what things mean, or you can ask somebody who has a legal mind and, they'll do their best to explain it. But it's pretty straightforward stuff, and the documents are pretty short. They're going to ask you for tax certification. You can go ahead and review that and read through it. Then you have to fill out your individual account application. So they call these brokerage apps individual accounts. So they'll run you through a list of agreements that you're signing, like terms of conditions, what happens and what your terms are if you want to use margin, if you get into that sort of thing. I don't trade margin, but you might. Read through these to the best of your ability and decide if it's something that you're okay with. You'll click review if you are. Next, you'll have a chance to opt out of some of the agreements. So if you're not going to trade margin, you can uncheck that. There's also a few other things that you can start to uncheck as you uncheck these boxes. Just make sure that you have everything checked or unchecked that you want to opt in or out of. Next, you have to fund your account with money if you decide to. You can always leave it empty, of course. Here we're going to fund it. So it's going to tell you can start with as little as $1. None of this matters. You can click continue. Next, they're going to ask you what banking app you use. If you don't see your banking app here on this home screen, you can always search and find it. Most people have a banking app here. You're going to select the institution you have, and that's going to allow the transfers in and out of your account, and also verify you're a real person as well. Next, they're going to let you know what sort of information is being shared between Robinhood and that financial institution. So for instance, they need to know your account balance. So if you're trying to put $100 into your Robinhood app, they need to make sure you have $100 over in your in your bank, right? Or they need to make sure that the contact information on your Robinhood app matches the bank, so that they know that there's no fraud going on and that you're the real person. It's going to explain. You're going to next get a screen showing you how you could make extra money on your deposits if you're interested. I just did deposit without gold. I don't want to sign up for their premium service at this time, but you might find that it's a good deal for you after doing your research. Next, it's going to ask you how much you'd like to transfer to Robinhood. So I started with $100 here just to get something in the account. I think you can start with $1 or whatever you feel comfortable with. I recommend, if you're new to this, transfer over 20, 50 bucks, whatever, get comfortable with it. Make sure, especially if this is your first time opening up a investing account or a brokerage app, you don't want to transfer $50,000 your first time if you do have that. So $100 is a great place to start, and just get yourself comfortable that, everything works here. I'm not being scammed. Everything will go off without a hitch. And then from there, you can go with a little bit more money is usually what I recommend. If you want to set up recurring investments, so let's say out of every paycheck, you would like Robinhood to take money out so that you can invest it in an automated fashion, if that's going to be your investing strategy. Let's say you want $100 coming over every paycheck, and then you want to invest in the S&P or some other group of stocks that you think are great and think are going to go up, then you can do that on this screen and set up a recurring investment if you want. If you don't want to do that, you can hit skip. And that's it. You've now set up your Robinhood account. You are officially an investor with Robinhood. In my opinion, again, easiest app to use. Got to be careful. It's makes it very easy to make a lot of trades. So, but it's very easy to use. It's right in line with all the other apps you use that you're very comfortable with, that look good, feel good, act the way you expect them to. Just overall very nice aesthetic look and feel to it. It's definitely the best looking app in the App Store, in my opinion. Next, you'll have your investing screen. So from here, as long as the market is open, and even after hours now, you could buy stocks if you want. You can buy the S&P, if that's going to be your strategy. If you are going to follow along on the channel and invest in more advanced strategies like options, like we are, you are going to need to apply for options and make sure that you have the right options level. So they are going to ask you questions about your income and your risk tolerance, other personal questions like how much liquid assets do you have and what's your total net worth. They want to make sure that you're able to take on some of the risks that are involved in options and you have enough experience. So answer those questions with common sense. If you make $200,000, don't get scared and tell them that you only make $20,000, because that might limit your ability to trade certain types of options if you're looking to do that. So answer them as honestly as you can with common sense, of course. And understand that's why they're asking those questions of you. On the channel, in the Robinhood app, you can get by with level 1 options, which I believe covers you to sell covered calls and cash secured puts. You can also buy calls and puts if that's your strategy that you like to trade as well. Do a little research on there, though, as it will tell you options level, 1, 2, 3, what's involved with those and what sorts of trades you can make with them, and which one of those you're going to need for your strategy. Thanks for following along. Hopefully this was an easy to follow tutorial. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment. Again, down in the link below, there's a link to sign up for Robinhood. If you're signing up, would definitely appreciate it as a new channel. If you have any questions, again, leave them down in the comments. I answer all of them. And happy investing. Let's make 2025 a great year. See you soon.